Mental health can be debilitating, so don't just sit there, do something about it. Starting with watching the rest of this video. What's up everyone? Welcome to the channel where I discuss autism and life from my own neurodivergent point of view. In this video, I will be revealing 12 simple habits that have worked for my mental health as an autistic individual. This is all coming from the point of view of a young person going through the self-improvement journey himself, so this is no BS and in some cases unconventional stuff that you might not have thought of before. Nobody can deny the importance of mental health, especially in the post-COVID world, but I'd argue that mental health management strategies are even more important for autistic people. I speak from personal experience when I say that, for autistic people especially, mental health is a challenge. For example, back when I was studying to become a video game artist, a path that ultimately didn't work out, I went on a multi-year-long streak of fatigue, low energy, burnout, anxiety, and unhappiness that's mostly a blur to me because I was so busy working towards the future and getting nowhere with it that I forgot to have more experiences and set aside time for just enjoying life. Furthermore, research has shown that neurodivergent people like myself are more likely than neurotypical individuals to have mental health challenges like anxiety and depression. But just a disclaimer before we get started, not all of these are long-term fixes. That said, I'm throwing in various tips and techniques that have worked for me in the past in the hopes that it'll work for you too. Now without further ado, let's get into the video. So I've divided these tips and methods into the more obvious ones and the less obvious ones which you might not have considered until you watch this video. Starting with the more obvious ones. Number 1, get more high quality sleep. Even if you want to achieve success, contrary to what some successful people advocate for, sacrificing sleep is not a way to get there.
Now, you can't sleep, okay? Broke people sleep. You've got to be willing to sacrifice some sleep. Sleep is for billionaires. That's an interesting quote, isn't it?
No, Alux, sleeping is not for broke people. Whether you're broke, chasing wealth, or you're the wealthiest man on the planet, you can't and shouldn't deny the importance of sleep if you want to hit your peak productivity. I've struggled with sleep problems myself, so I can tell you firsthand all of the negative things that insufficient sleep can do to you. Insufficient sleep affects your productivity because it takes away your drive to do anything and makes you just want to lay down in bed to catch up on sleep that you lost the night before. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you really want to be the best version of yourself, one of the first things you should do is fix your sleep. You can have all the goals and dreams you want, but if you can't even get a good night's sleep, then, well, forget about hitting your peak productivity during the day. For me, at least trying to get 8 hours per night is a non-negotiable. Number 2, get more high-intensity exercise. Exercise is essential for your physical health and your mental health. Instead of chasing cheap dopamine every day by lazing around in bed and scrolling on your phone when you have nothing else to do, why not hit the gym and get in some reps or some kilometers on the step machine? Even if you don't have a gym membership, a simple jog around your neighborhood for an hour or so should be enough exercise for the day. And let's not forget the positive dopamine rush that you'll feel when you know that you're making progress, like when my father told me you're getting stronger after several workouts at the gym. Number 3, wean yourself off of your electronics. Yup, definitely an obvious one. It really is the phone, people. Don't let yourself become an addict to it, otherwise it'll take control of your life in no time. What was meant to be just a few seconds on your phone will turn into an hour or more of endless doom scrolling, and you'll wish you could take back that hour you lost. If you must use your phone, use it to do something productive that actually gets you closer to your goals. For example, writing that business plan, that YouTube script, or those copywriting samples for your clients. And put the phone away 2 hours before you go to bed. It's not good for your sleep. Number 4, socialize more. Humans are social creatures. Sometimes we need time to ourselves, but also time to reach out and connect with one another in person. Even when you feel like you need to sit down and grind for days on end to reach your life goals, don't allow yourself to get burnt out. You can't afford to lose sight of the fact that it's not in our DNA to be cooped up inside of our homes or bedrooms all by ourselves. If going out and partying is what socializing means to you, I'd say it's okay in moderation, but do not go out doing that every weekend and blowing your money on expensive drinks. Socializing can be as simple as calling up your friends and organizing a walk or a soccer game at the park, having dinner together, making small talk with a librarian, etc., etc. You'll feel the positive energy and emotional benefits from being around other people and socializing with them in no time. Number 5, get outside of the house more often. If you feel the need to take a break after working so hard for so long, do it. Yes, you should be obsessed with reaching your goals if you really want to achieve them, but don't forget that life is about so much more than just working all the time. If you don't go outside regularly and see what's out there for you to experience, you won't live a full life. Not to mention that you'll get burnt out and unhappy, which is what we're talking about in this video, right? Getting outside of the house more often doesn't even necessarily have to mean an extravagant gathering. This could be as simple as a walk to the park or a drive to your favorite cafe. Number 6, take a break from work. Sometimes this may feel like a barrier to productivity, but I don't like to see things from the negative, fixed state mindset like that. Instead, taking breaks from work every now and then is essential and actually helps you come back to work energized with a fresh state of mind and ready to tackle whatever comes at you. Number 7, live more in the moment and just enjoy yourself. Now, this may be difficult to imagine yourself doing with the state of the world today. Who doesn't want to plan to make more money so they can have a financial future for themselves? Who doesn't want to make a plan to achieve their goals? Well, yes, some planning for the future is important, but don't become anxiety from inside out too.
I can take notes, get coffee, manage your calendar, walk your dog, carry your things, watch you sleep.
You can't just bottle us up.
Yeah, that anxiety. If you're worrying about the future too much, it stops you from enjoying yourself. Or worse, it could stop you from being able to focus on important stuff. Now, I have a personal story that ties directly into this. At the time of publishing this video, I worked a warehouse job, and as you might know, warehouses have many items on pallets that are accessible only by lowering them down with a forklift. I've committed something multiple times that's frowned upon where I work, walking directly in front of a raised forklift because I wasn't paying attention. And if that forklift had accidentally knocked something over into my path, it could have crushed me to death, which just goes to reinforce the importance of paying attention when circumstances command it, and not worrying about hypothetical future situations so much. Even when I tried to enjoy myself when I was hanging out with friends or family, oftentimes I just couldn't, because my mind was too occupied with thoughts about what I was going to do for a living and whether I'd achieve the success I always wanted. Number 8, engage in purposeful work. Would you be happy working a crappy 9-to-5 job or a night shift 5 days a week with the feeling that you have so little time to pursue what your heart really desires? I don't think so. If you're dependent on that job to keep you afloat, I'm not saying that you should give it up until you can financially sustain yourself otherwise. Instead, find whatever free time you can during the day or on weekends and use that to work on that project that you really want to work on, or go to the gym, or whatever you feel like gives you a purpose in life. Now, let's move on to the less obvious tips that I suggest. Number 9, do karaoke. This is something that I have a newfound appreciation of since I first tried it out about a year ago, and this makes the list because it's a surprisingly great way to let loose. You can either do this at home if you have a karaoke machine, or you can go to a karaoke bar, or a place with private rooms for you and your friends. Feeling stressed out after a long week? Try this. It's not a long-term fix, but you might be satisfied at how much better it makes you feel afterwards. Again, though, don't go spending money at karaoke bars every week. And don't care if your singing voice sucks. You're going to karaoke just to have fun, right? Number 10, take a vacation. This is something that, in my opinion, everyone in the world should strive to do as often as possible in their lives if they can afford to do it. Experiences like this, whether within your home country or internationally, are well worth the money, not just because they're a great way to unwind and take a break from everything else going on in your life, but also because they'll force you out of your comfort zone and expose you to different cultures and create memories that you'll cherish forever. And I'd say that memories like that are much more valuable than material possessions. Last year, I visited Mammoth Cave National Park in Kentucky and Nashville in Tennessee, both for the first time, and in 2023, I took my first ever trip to Las Vegas. And this made me realize that, after 2 years of COVID-19, I was missing out by not traveling somewhere every now and then. Number 11, embrace all of your emotions. Emotional health is mental health, and emotional health is impossible unless you've experienced a full spectrum of emotions. If you're feeling depressed or down, put the phone away, spend some time in solitude, and journal down your thoughts, and maybe take your anger out on a punching bag. Just some ideas. Even if you feel the urge to cry, it's okay. Just let it happen. If you want happiness, you can't have it without experiencing sadness. Number 12, embrace your imperfections. Nobody's perfect. Nothing or nobody ever will be perfect. So accept it, embrace it, and get used to it. Otherwise, how the heck do you possibly expect to make any progress in life? Waiting to be perfect or to perfect a skill will only hold you back. I've made this mistake before and felt like I've achieved so little in life, but I'm not doing the same thing for my YouTube career. And that brings an end to this video. I wish you the very best on the start of your journey to a better you, and if you have any stories or tips of your own to share that I may have missed, leave a comment down below. And if you found these mental health tips useful, you'll definitely enjoy my other video on some valuable life lessons in the upper right hand corner. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll continue the journey in the next video.